CreateSpace Publishing is the greatest way to self-publish paperback books to release on the Amazon Marketplace and a bevy of other platforms through their expanded distribution. But if you're quick to write off CreateSpace Publishing as inferior to Kindle Direct Publishing, then you'd be leaving a ton of money on the table. For those of you familiar with this option, you may not be aware of an option to increase exposure on Amazon.com and optimize searchability. Don't know what I mean? Then you may want to hear what I have to share today about how to add categories to paperbacks on Amazon. Stay tuned. What's shaking? It's Dale here. And if you're new to this channel and you want to learn how to publish and profit the right way, then click that subscribe button and ring the bell icon next to it to get notifications on all my latest videos. Before we jump into things, I'd love to know if you publish paperback books. If so, do you use CreateSpace or Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing to produce paperbacks? Or are you taking advantage of Amazon alternatives like Nook Press, Ingram Spark, or other competitors? Leave your thoughts and questions in the comments below and I'll try to respond to as many of you as I can. When you publish a paperback book on the CreateSpace Publishing platform, you can choose one category, also known as browse paths in Amazon Insider lingo. In the CreateSpace metadata, it is referred to as the BISAC category. This category determines how your book is organized and found in the Amazon store. Much like I shared in a recent video, Kindle Publishing How to Choose a Category on Amazon in 2017, categories will appear in the sales page for your book in the product details once it has at least one sale. Unlike the Kindle ebooks, Amazon's algorithm will not determine a second and third complementing category to give you the allowed maximum of 3 displayed browse paths. After some investigation, I discovered a simple call or email to CreateSpace support solved the issue. I researched appropriate browse paths relevant to my books, chose the 2 best categories, and then put in a request. Within 3 to 5 business days, all 3 browse paths appeared in my book's product details. However, not too long ago, I was on the phone with the CreateSpace customer support when I stumbled on the inside scoop. The CreateSpace phone rep informed me of how Amazon recently changed their policy on the maximum browse paths allowed for a single publication. Much like the Kindle ebooks, though only 3 browse paths appear in the product details, a publication could be listed in up to 10 categories. And if you dig a little in the Amazon bookstore, you'll find some categories unavailable in the BISAC category menu on CreateSpace. I've heard from some online resources that Amazon has tens of thousands of categories and are continually adding new browse paths regularly. Keep in mind that even though you only see 3 categories in the product details, your book can be listed in up to 7 additional categories. This means if you have at least some book sales, you could appear in up to 10 categories. Something to bear in mind is that each of these categories represent a best sellers list. Find the right categories or newly launched browse paths and you could kick your book into a bestsellers list without much work. And your book could even become a #1 best-selling book in 10 categories. This is particularly exciting for anyone releasing a new book, because if you can hit the bestsellers list in the first 30 days, then you may top another exclusive list of hot new releases. Hot new releases are a subcategory of a given browse path that show the highest performing books released in the last 30 days. Assuming you have a few sales in the first 30 days and you have your book listed in 10 browse paths, you can literally double your book's exposure and increase the likelihood for purchasing. Boom! Now, all you have to do is find the browse paths best suited for your book. Simply watch my video, Profitable Kindle Niches, What are the most profitable categories in Kindle Publishing, to get a complete step-by-step walkthrough. But pay attention to categories only in the Amazon bookstore and not the Kindle store. There is a difference in browse paths and you cannot enter a paperback into a Kindle category and vice versa. There are some exceptions to the rule and I haven't the foggiest on how they do it. And it's no surprise Amazon is not willing to share this little loophole. Once you have up to 10 categories, log into your CreateSpace account and scroll down to the bottom of the page. Click the gray contact support button on the left and you'll be redirected to their inquiry page. It's fairly intuitive from here. I find I get the best results when I speak to a customer service rep on the phone, but you can always contact them by email with your request. Ask them to add your book to the following categories. Copy and paste the full browse paths into your communication. If you have 10 category requests, then ask they remove categories you don't want on your book. Keep in mind, you aren't married to these categories, can always go back and change them anytime you want. However, be selective about how often you change out your categories. Since there is a delay in fulfilling your request, it's hard to measure the effectiveness of a category addition or change. I try to keep a book on a category for at least 30 to 90 days before switching out to another one. That's all the time we have for today, and remember, hit that like button because all the cool kids are doing it these days. Also, if you want to learn more about how to publish and profit the right way, then click the subscribe button and turn the notifications bell on to get all my latest videos. Now get out there and add your paperback to some categories, you savvy self-publisher you. Till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll see you guys soon.